Gone. Shalawam, shalawam. Watchman for Israel, Trinidad, back here again with our next video. We out here to bring out a topic on charity. Hopefully, we wake up the sheep as well. Right? They give me Acts 20 and 35. Because in these last days, right, charity could do a lot for us. It could remove a lot of our sins. Right? Give me Acts 20 and 35.
This is the book of Acts chapter 20 verse 35. I have shewed you all things that how that so laboring ye ought to support the weak.
What?
And that ye ought to support the weak.
Gone. So therefore, they're telling us that we ought to support the weak. So in any way as if we have and we could support the weak, right? It could be knowledge, it could be food, it could be charity, right? It could be money, right? In any way that we could support the weak, right? We don't.
And to remember the words of the Lord Yahushua, how he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive.
God. So we say it's more blessed to give than to receive, right? So you know sometimes you probably might only have, let me say $2 and somebody asks for $1, right? But you might say, hey, it's my last $2, but they're telling you that it's more blessed to give than to receive, right? Give me 2 Corinthians 9 and 7.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians 9 verse 7. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or nor of necessity, for Yahweh loveth and a cheerful giver.
Read that again. So
2 Corinthians 9 verse 7. Every man according as he had purpose
go ahead. Read on.
in his heart, so let him give.
Let him what?
Let him give,
Alright, read on.
not grudgingly.
Not how?
Not grudgingly.
Not how?
Not grudgingly.
Nice. So not with bad mind, right? Don't give with bad mind. You understand? Read on.
Or of necessity,
Read on.
For Yahweh loveth a cheerful giver.
Gone. So the Lord love a cheerful giver. Right? You know, sometimes you might see somebody who needs something and we might have, let me say, 5 other things that them need. You understand? There's nothing to give somebody 1 if you have like 5, right? There's nothing to give somebody 2 if you have 10. You understand? And give cheerfully. You understand? And don't give to receive, as in you're giving but you're expecting back something. You understand? Read it again. For the last part, he love what? A cheerful.
For Yahweh love a cheerful giver.
God. So the Lord love a cheerful giver, right? Give me Matthew 6 and verse 1. See anybody?
This is the book of Matthew 6 verse 1. Take heed. Take heed that ye do not your alms before men.
God. So this is the next thing that we had to keep in mind as well. So don't give we alms before men, right? You're not going and come out here and give somebody something and start up your camera just to show that you're giving, understand? When you do that, you're looking for praise by men, understand? Because now when you do that, people would say, hey, he's a good man, he's giving, you understand? But nobody care about what man thinks, you understand? You want to be righteous in the Lord's eyes and not man, right? You don't?
To be seen of them. Otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
Gone. So if we give to be seen of men, the Lord not going and bless us for that, you understand? We just, in other words, have vain hope, right? So you say, alright, nowadays you see it often, especially on the media, which part somebody wants to give something and they would put on the camera just to give somebody something to eat, you understand? And now you can see in the person's face, the person that receiving the stuff, they can see that they're a little uncomfortable, or sometimes they might be shame, you understand? Or it's have in some cases which part the person might ask them to not put their face on whatnot because they're shame. Because why would you give somebody something, in other words, generously, but you have to videotape it for men to see? You don't?
Therefore, when thou doest thine alms,
Read up clear under the Lord.
therefore when thou doest thine alms,
Go on,
Do not sound a trumpet before thee.
Gone. So don't go now and say, hey John, look I just give this man some money to build his house. Or don't say Harry, you understand? Look I now buy groceries for this man and the family. You understand? You know?
As the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets.
As the how? As the who?
As the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets.
Gone. So Lord call these people hypocrites because if it given something, just give somebody a don't just, you know, they're giving it and you had to videotape it and you had to tell this one, and you understand? You're just looking for praise from men. Read on.
That they may have glory of men.
Gone. So when they do this thing, they're expecting glory of men, right? They're expecting men to say, ooh, he's a good man. They're expecting men to say, yeah, he's a good one, you understand? He does give this and he does give that. You understand? If it's given something, you don't have to sound that trumpet for everybody to see that you giving somebody charity. You understand? Give me Tobit 4:16.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 16. Give of thy bread to the hungry, to the hungry,
Gone. You know?
and of thy garments to them that are naked.
Gone. So it don't always have to be money. You understand? You could give somebody food, right? You could give somebody clothes. You understand? You know, a lot of us who, in other words, having more than some, right, tend to have a lot of clothes. You understand? You could simply give to the homeless, but you don't have to go out there and corner come and say, like, look, giving this person this clothes, you know, look, giving this person a bag of clothes. You understand? In other words, you don't need to sound an alarm to give somebody something, because in the Lord's eyes you would be a hypocrite. Read on.
And let not thine eye be envious when thou givest alms.
Go on. Read on.
Pour out thy bread on the burial of the just.
Alright. I just done that. You give me Job 23:12.
This is the book of Job, chapter 23, verse 12. Neither have I gone back from the commandments of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
Go on. So our next charity that we could give is this word of God. You understand? We see that most of our people strung out on this Christianity, right? Most of our people, they lost and are asleep, right? In other words, they drugged on Christianity, thinking that Christianity is the truth. You understand? So our next charity we could give, right, is giving these people, our people, right, the true word of the living God. Understand? Because we see, according to Romans 10:1, that most of our people, the Israelites, they have that zeal to serve the Lord, but not according to knowledge. They have, in other words, the zeal, but the knowledge they have is based on Christianity, which is false. You understand? So our next charity, right, that men of the Lord could give is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? So it don't necessarily have to be, you know, food or clothes or money, right? But they could simply give our people knowledge. Understand? Read on.
But he is in one mind, and who can I turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth.
Alright. Give me Zechariah 3:3.
What is it, verse?
Zechariah 3:3.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 3, verse 3. Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments, and stood before the angel.
Read on.
And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, have I caused thine iniquity to pass from thee?
Go on. So, as I was saying before, we don't always have to give food, clothes, or money, right? That filthy garments we could take off from our people could be that stronghold of Christianity. You understand? Take off that filthy garments, you understand, and give them the truth, right? Let them come out of these churches who teaching the doctrine of men, you understand, teaching what the oppressors set them up to teach to keep us in slavery. You understand? We could give our people this knowledge to remove that filthy garment from them. You understand? You don't?
And I will clothe thee with change of remnant.
Gone. So therefore you clothe us with that change of raiment. You understand? So we could give this word, understand? And the Lord would give the increase. Understand? So therefore we give them this knowledge, right? And the Lord could help them change that filthy garment, you understand? Come out of Christianity, come out of the world, you understand? So it don't always have to be that we given food, we given money, you understand? We given clothes, but as I said before, we could give this knowledge, you understand? Read on.
And I
So read up to verse 4.
that was verse 4.
Alright, done. Let me Deuteronomy 15 and verse 7.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 7. If there be among you a poor man, of one thy brethren within any of thy gates, in thy land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother.
God, so it's saying if we live in a village, right, and we see one of our people poor, understand? They don't have it, right? They're less fortunate, understand? They don't have a job, right? And we see that, in other words, they need help. We're not supposed to turn our eyes away from them, right? We're not supposed to like tell them a lie. You just there and poor and you're not even trying to get out work, you understand? We're supposed to help our brother, right? So if we see that our brother poor, right? Meaning people of the nation of Israel, if we see that the less fortunate, right? We're supposed to help them and not turn away our faces, because most of the time we would see our brother struggling and turn away our face, you know, kind of feeling bad mind to give this brother because he probably looked down on me or something. But in other words, the Lord say, don't give grudgingly. So therefore, if you seeing that our brother need help, understand? Help that brother, right? Read on.
But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him.
So Lord say, open our hands wide unto him, right? Read on.
And shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need.
So read on.
In that which he wanted.
Read on. Read up to verse 11.
Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand, and thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him not, and he cry unto the Lord against thee, and it be sin unto thee. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him.
So basically he's saying you should give unto your brother what he is due, right? And don't give him grudgingly, you understand? Because he could pray unto the Lord, and the Lord would hear his prayers, right? And you don't want to be one-on-one against the Lord, right? As it say, you don't want to fall in the hands of the Lord, right? So therefore, you give unto your brother what is due unto him, and don't give grudgingly, right? Don't give with a bad mind, right? Give me Sirach 12 and verse 4.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 4. Give to the godly man and help not a sinner.
So this is the next thing that we have to keep in mind. You know, when I see somebody who outright wicked, or in other words, we would not give to somebody who on drugs. We will not give you money to buy more drugs, or therefore we would not give to a sinner. So if you see that this man asking you for clothes or certain resources, and then you see that this man outright wicked, that you would use these things to go and do wickedness, you understand? You're not going and give to that sinner, right? You're not going and give to our brother who you know willfully going off, right? That's like if we see a brother who actually need the help, and then we see our next brother who, in other words, crafty, right? And he just trying to trick you to get this stuff, and who knows, right? He going and do whatever his heart desire, but we know it's a wicked thing, right? We're not going and give to that brother who wicked, right? But we give it to the brother who really need it, you understand?
Read on.
Bring that
Do-
from the top again. So that,
Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 4. Give to the godly man and help not a sinner.
you done?
Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly.
Right. So it said don't give to the ungodly. Right? It's like people would ask me if I would help the heathens. No. Because when you look back on the things that them do to our people, right? I'm not going and help anybody of the other nations. I would help my people, right? So I'm not going and give unto the ungodly, as well as I would not give unto the ungodly of my own people as well, because we're not going and help sinners, right? We would give to people who actually need it, right? We don't.
Hold back thy bread and give not unto him.
Say what?
Hold back thy bread and
No. These men are to be wicked. What?
hold back thy bread.
So it's a hold back your bread from the wicked. Understand? It's a hold back your bread from the wicked. So you're not going and give the wicked anything, knowing that this person outright wicked. You understand? And who knows, right? Let me just say if let's just say if this wicked man hungry and he asks you for something, you know he wicked, right? And he just going to take that food, eat it, to strengthen him to go and do more wickedness. You understand? You know, go and give unto the wicked. Read that again.
Hold back the whole thing.
No. Alright.
Hold back thy bread and
want?
give it not unto him.
Can't. So it's a hold back your bread. Don't give unto the wicked. Right? Not saying that you would not give charity, but you're not giving to the wicked nor the heathens. You don't?
Lest he overmaster thee thereby, for else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
See that? So don't give unto the wicked, right? As I was saying before. Who knows? You might just be hungry and need that water and need that strength to overthrow you. Understand? If anybody in their right mind, alright, you're not going to feed the enemy, being these other nations. Because who knows, right? They could be hungry and need that water, right? And need that food just to strengthen up to kill you. Understand? Read that again.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not unto the ungodly.
Right? You don't?
Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him.
Why? You don't?
Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby.
So it's a hold back your bread. Don't give it to him lest he overmaster you. You understand? So just saying, right? You could need that bread and that water just to get strength, energy to kill you, right? You don't?
For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
See that? So therefore, you're not going and give unto the ungodly, neither you're going to give unto these heathens, right? You would give unto our people who actually need it. You understand? And therefore, those are the precepts that go into giving charity in these last days. Right? With that, I'd like to close off and say, Shalawam. Lord's will, the shall was edified. Shalawam.